Hey guys, what is up? It's Dusty here, and welcome back to another episode of the Daily Crypto News. And yet again, we mostly want to talk about some of the crypto prices today, but generally speaking here, it's been a very peculiar day. We started it off basically in the nighttime with some very interesting crypto glitches. For all of you that were not aware, CoinMarketCap had some crazy numbers yesterday. Yes, guys, I still did not refresh. And as I've said before, I might never do that. Because whenever I look at these numbers, which once more were real, they were really displayed by CoinMarketCap.com and by Coinbase and by Crypto.com, it was basically everywhere. Yeah, so that's what we basically had yesterday. It was a really fun time. You can see here $800 billion per Bitcoin. That's how we started off our day as multi-trillionaires, a lot of us, or some people even quadrillionaires or quintillionaires. I'm not sure what you were, but you were freaking rich. But then, whilst that was happening, I also told you guys, well, things might not last that way for very long. And unfortunately, they didn't. Because when we're looking back at some of the crypto prices right now, unfortunately, we are down about 99.999% again from all the prices which we witnessed yesterday, which made us multi-trillionaires. And by the way, it was just a glitch. So right now we're back to the normal world, and the question of today is, where are we going to go? What's about to happen? Let's dive in. So first of all, we had a perfect bounce, as we talked about before, from our support level. Very nice buy-in. Everything was pretty juicy on that end. We came right back up, not necessarily the most important point, but we can definitely see a little bit of a hovering around this area for XRP throughout the last couple of weeks. Right now we touched back upon that area, I guess 3 times before coming right back down. And the question of today is, how low can we go? Most important point on the short term, I would say, is this little area here. But everywhere that we're witnessing right now for XRP is honestly quite important, and that's one of the most difficult parts. But again, if we're talking about one specific point, let's just go over to our major chart here. It is the bottom that we keep seeking here at about 77 cents or so. We're right now facing that again, kind of retesting it again. We're going to see how we're going to basically cope with that, if we're going to bounce back or actually correct even lower. We wouldn't want to correct lower, as right now we are in a little bit of a short-term downtrend, but we just don't want to go like too far down from this. In terms of RSI, we are still pretty... Are we fine again? Sometimes my recording just decides to put a doo-doo on top of its own head. I despise the MacBook Pros for this. I really sometimes want to slap my MacBook in the freaking face. Because it's such an expensive thing. How can it not handle a freaking small little video that I'm trying to record? Alright, I digress though. Wanted to say we don't want to see even lower prices for XRP if we're talking about a little bullish scenario where we have our long positions open like the ones we have right now over on Bybit. We're not in too amazing amounts of profit. You can see our Ethereum trade is not doing so well, and our XRP trade is doing okay, but not perfect anymore as we're coming right back down. We don't really want to see this turn the other cheek, So for Bitcoin, it basically is about the exact same scenario where we are very close to the most important level, which is the 0.236 Fibonacci level, coming right back down, as you can clearly see. And over on Ethereum, we actually just breached it. So our next most important area to watch is the 0.382, which is basically the level we previously retested at about $3,500 or so. So we're going to definitely be watching for that, as that is the most important area. In regards to XRP versus Bitcoin, so how XRP does relative to Bitcoin, you can still see we're trying to break out. We're facing some nice support. It's going to be interesting to see how this is going to happen basically throughout the next couple of hours, as we're facing some very interesting, crucial point here throughout the next couple of days, I guess, or hours, depending on how you look at it. But it is coming along with the pattern quite nicely here, looking for a nice little breakout here because of this predicament that we're in for that price. Let's cover a little bit more. So first of all, major crypto glitch sends crypto prices haywire on Coinbase, CoinMarketCap, Exodus, Crypto.com, and quite a lot of other places. Journey Crypto also said, we are all billionaires, let's go. It was a really good time. Matt said, my crypto wallet says I'm a trillionaire. Not sure if it's real, but I'm going to try to buy the Knicks really quickly. I like that as well. It's a lot of fun jokes. I've been screaming about that over on Twitter. And by the way, guys, make sure you check out the link down below for Bybit, because that's the exchange I use. Today we're not in too good of a day, but that's the exchange I use normally. But also there's, of course, the launchpad, which I keep sharing with you guys, where we're going to be buying those coins. One of the coins is actually coming up today again. That's why I'm telling you, check this out. The next coin that's going to be coming on here is IZI, and right now, guys, it's already started. You got to already check everything out for it, but I'll post another video soon here on exactly what parts about this to watch, because this is about to get really interesting, so stick around. Having said that, Bybit GT exchange I use, and I can definitely recommend people to check it out, at least as I like it a lot. $33.5 billion worth of Ether trapped in the largest Ethereum contract. Largest beacon chain staking contract worth $33.5 billion is awaiting the Ethereum mainnet merger to unlock. Breaking 8.6 million ETH trapped in single largest Ethereum contract and unable to spend or send. Will require a hard fork that hasn't been written or specified yet. Timing and terms of hard fork are still unknown, which is of course taking Ethereum to the next level. And here it said the beacon chain is the first key step in Ethereum's move from a proof of work to a proof of stake. In order to become a validator in ETH2, the trader must stake a minimum of 32 ETH. Thus, the $33.5 billion worth of ETH in the largest beacon chain contract shows the high demand and trust in the upcoming ETH2. At the start of December, Ethereum developers called upon community members to test the merger to POS-based ETH2, and the testing phase has been divided into 3 phases, namely for non-technical users, developers with limited experience in blockchain, and highly technical and highly experienced blockchain developers. The merger of the beacon chain into the Ethereum mainnet would complete the transition to POS ETH2, and the official Ethereum.org page for ETH2 suggests the merger could be completed by Q1 or Q2 of 2022, which could be pretty quickly because I thought it would actually take even longer, but that is already coming along. But that again does bring up a point, which is basically scarcity in crypto. We talk about Bitcoin scarcity quite often, and we talk about limited supplies. What we don't talk about too much is actually locked limited supplies, in the sense that right now, there's a little bit of an issue with the supply since, well, a lot of Ethereum is locked. Another crypto that is happening for right now is Polkadot. I talked about this with you guys a little while ago already, with the fact that right now, I don't know the number, but like 80% of the freaking Polkadot is locked up in these auctions. It is crazy, if you ask me, the amount of money that's locked up in these things, and the amount of money that you can actually make joining these as well. It's actually pretty severe. Then again, it's locked for a very long time as well, your Polkadot, which again is good for the price, good for your rewards eventually as well, and good for basically everything. So at least as of this point, I would just recommend you guys to check out what a parachain auction is, but in short term, or short words, parachain auctions are auctions that are held on the Polkadot or ZLQZAA network built for fast-moving canary in the coal mine for its cousin Polkadot relay chain to determine which blockchain will connect to the parachain slot. Once auction begins, then every project on the network is free to submit their bid to the relay chain. Parachains are sold in an unpermissioned candle auction, a method used to auction ships in the 16th century, where the winner was the highest bidder when the flame went out, which terminate after a random amount of time determined by the system. Auctions for both Polkadot and ZLQZAA function similarly, and teams bid using 2 pieces of information: their bid amount and slot duration. Project teams bid using DOT or KSM for ZLQZAA, obviously. And right now, the one that's I think going to expire tomorrow, yeah? I think this is going to expire tomorrow, is most likely going to be Clover Finance, because I think it's going to run out tomorrow, so they're going to be winning. Not that many contributions relatively, but at the end of the day, it's also, I guess they most likely bid for the one that gives you the most amount of rewards, I would say. Even though I think Affinity right now in real dollars actually gets you more money than Clover. I think it's like one of the worst ones to go for. But this is the one that I put a lot of money into, unfortunately. But this is also because at first, when I did all this, it was at like the start of the start, and I didn't know which one was going to be the craziest. So I split my money over A star or S star and Clover. And you can see here in terms of numbers, we didn't do too well, but I guess A star was a pretty nice one. I was looking at all the different numbers about it, and it was just hard for me at the start to determine what was right. But right now we have a new phase coming in as well here with auctions 6 to 11. I guess we actually don't have to check those, to be honest with you. We could just keep checking every single time that things pull through. It's just whatever, guys. It's just going to be freaking interesting the way that I put it right now. Whatever is happening over here, it is juicy stuff if you ask me. I'm excited for it, and that's all that you need to know for right now, I guess. I can talk about this for like freaking hours about Polkadot and whatnot, but just about Ethereum and Polkadot and a lot of these other staking protocols. The more money that's staked, with Polkadot, it's staked for freaking like 2 years, it feels like, a freaking long time. With Ethereum, it's also locked for at least like half a year more. Gives some freaking shocks to the supply, since there's so little. So that's really good stuff. All right, guys, that was it for today's video. Hopefully you all enjoyed it. If you did, make sure you press the like button and subscribe. And again, I'll see you guys on the flip side in another crypto video coming out later. and reminding you guys that I provide multiple different crypto videos every single day. And so if you're interested in news, interested in like updates like this, you might want to subscribe because it's about to get crazy.